I'm Elisa.
And I'm Samantha.
And welcome to Watch for Deer.
Oh.
We have a fun episode for y'all today.
We do have a fun episode, and I'm super excited about it because there's several different topics that we're going to talk about, and we're just going to just brush over. And this is a conversation today.
Yes.
But it's a conversation about stuff that you all want to know about, and I've got one little story about a hitman. It won't take me no time to tell, but it is amazing.
I am intrigued about that.
It's amazing. But we are going to talk about the Menendez Brothers, and on our Watch for Deer podcast page, we've had some good conversations going on between me and some other people. I actually messaged, I told a girl to message me if she wanted to be quoted about it. So I'm waiting to see if she says anything about it. And if she does, she'll send it. And if not, that's okay too.
That's okay too. Everything that people tell us is in confidence.
Oh, it's anything they tell us in confidentiality.
We can use your name or not use your name. It's all good.
So, but one of the things I wanted to talk about is what just happened.
Well, it's not my fault that you have a different type of phone that I do.
Let's talk about how this even started.
Okay. Go for it. Mm-hmm.
So I messaged Elisa earlier, and I tell her, I'm like, you need to look into some sockets. And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, just know about them. Just know about some sockets. So let me tell you about what happened earlier. I'm washing dishes, and I've got my phone. You know, I keep it up like this, and I have a rack that is behind the kitchen sink, and I have my phone playing, and I watch TV. Yeah. I watch my phone, and I watch Netflix when I'm cooking, cleaning, and all this stuff.
I like it.
And I'm watching the Tyler Henry Psychic thing where he does readings on stars. And I say stars very loosely because the one he was doing a reading on, I had no idea who she was. She's from some reality show. I'd never seen her before in my life. And I'm watching this, and it's almost comical to me. So I start deep diving into psychics, and I've never really believed in it. So when Elisa gets here after this, I tell her, I'm like, I almost messaged you and said, get somebody that that I don't know personally. I don't know anything really personable about them. And I want to do a reading on him. And I almost told her that. And then I started thinking earlier, because I have kind of a soft heart, I'm afraid that I'll hit some things, I'll actually do a really good job and hit some things. And I don't want to fool somebody, to where they think that somebody's coming through and trying to tell them something. And then we're like, sock,
Just kidding. Joke's on you,
that would be really mean. So I was like, I didn't do it. So Elisa's like, well, I'll just put it on Facebook and see if somebody wants a psychic reading. And she did. And by Georgie.
Hands went up.
I mean, people were
thing, though.
She was like, who wants to have a psychic reading in the next 15 minutes? Let me know now. And it was like, bing, 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 bing. And I was like, take that down. But somebody that did post it on there, we know her.
Kind of know her.
We know her.
Yeah.
So her name is We kind of know her. I've never met her personally. I've never been in the same room with her, but we know her. I don't know anything about her family, though. And I was like, she knows what we do, and she knows that I'm a super skeptic. So I told Elisa, I was like, call her. So we called her, and I did a cold reading on her. And a cold reading is when you do a reading on someone that you don't know.
Right.
Maybe you've heard them, but you don't know. Or you can do a hot reading where you've done research. But I like to call this one a mild lukewarm one, because I do know her, but I don't know her.
Yeah.
Right? Even though what I do know about her, I just absolutely love. So I did this reading on her. We did a screen recording. We're laughing our butts off so I can do snippets and stuff and play it on here
and put it on
of
here.
How I hit a few things. And I swear to goodness that Elisa's phone, she didn't click the right thing, and it did a screen. There's no sound.
It's a screen recording.
There's
but
no sound
on an iPhone. It just records the screen,
so there's no sound to it. So you can see her and I talking. There's no sound, which I hate that there's no sound.
Anything,
because at one point Elisa
we just wanted the audio.
Yeah,
too.
we just wanted the audio. Elisa is laughing so hard. Was like, is that her real laugh?
We were trying to be serious, and it just wasn't working.
So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do with you all. Even though you all know that I'm full of it, I'm going to do, and I'm going to talk about some things that they do here, but I'm just going to do a cold reading on everybody that's listening right now. I'm going to do a cold
Do it.
reading.
Okay, let's go.
And see, you know, what hits on people and what doesn't and how they do this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay?
I like it.
So I'm going to look at you while I'm doing it.
Let's do it.
But I want it.
You're
I'm
gonna
not
read me.
I'm going, well, I mean, I know you.
That's
like
true.
completely.
You can't read
like
me.
I can't read you, but I'm going to look at you like as a person.
Okay.
And I want to show you how these people do it. And also know that we may start laughing because it's actually really funny. Like when I was doing it with Heather, Elisa lost it.
I lost my mind. I was trying to be serious.
Yeah. So a lot of times they come into the room, you know, they sit down, they're like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. You were told to bring an item in. And so you're told to bring an actual item in. She gave me a pen. Okay.
You said an item.
So here's what I want you to do. I want everybody listening right now to think of an item. I want you to think of something.
Okay. Think of an item.
And of course, this item is going to be close to you. You're going to treasure it, and no amount of money in the world could buy it from you.
Got it.
Got it?
I got it.
There's no amount of money that can buy this from you. And I mean, I'm not talking about $100 million, but you all get what I'm saying.
It's
right?
got sentimental value.
So here's what we're doing. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You put this item in front of me, and I tell you, like, there's a lot. And I'm scribbling on paper. I'm scribbling. So you can hear me. Like, because these people scribble while they do it. Okay. So there's a slide behind you. Don't laugh, Elise. I can't do it if you're laughing. I'm scribbling. I'm scribbling. Stop laughing. Stop laughing. I can't read you. I can't read you. And our thousands of listeners, if you're laughing. I wish somebody would take me serious as a psychic.
I'm good.
Are you ready?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. It's the pen mark. I swear that's what they do. They just draw hodgepodge on paper. It don't even mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Okay. Elisa. There's a light coming through. Elisa, there's a light surrounding you. Elisa. Mm-hmm. The item that you brought. Mm-hmm. That you brought today. And that our audience has. Mm-hmm. We're not going to be able to get through this. No, stop it. Okay. And our audience, they have it inside of their minds. Whoever brought that, you brought that item, she's laughing so hard. Like, she's like, got tears running down. Damn it, I'm not going to be able to do anything. I'm trying my best to be serious.
I am too.
Okay.
But you're scribbling. You got to quit scribbling.
That's what they do. Why is it funny when I do it? It's not funny when they do it. They do it. I swear to God, that's what they do. They literally like, okay.
I agree.
Okay. They're just like, that's what they do. Mm-hmm. Okay. So
continue.
I'm being
I'm good.
serious.
I got it out of my system.
Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. All right. I see a lot.
Okay.
That item that you brought is and the item in your mind is very special to you.
It is.
The person who gave you that item, they've passed on. They
have.
passed on.
Yeah, they have.
Because I wouldn't be able to see them if they hadn't. I can't do this. My whole point is they're full of crap. That's my whole point. They start with an item, and they bring an item.
Oh God.
They bring an item, and then they start and they say things that are very generalized. They do generalizations, and I have noticed too that a lot of them, they use the pronouns they until they ping on if it's a female or a male. And then they start using the pronouns she and he. And they say something too generalized. Like, I see somebody standing there. They're standing there and they have a piece of jewelry. And I can see them standing there. I can't quite make out what the jewelry is. The veil is it's really thick right now, but they're trying their best to come through. Okay, they're coming closer. Do anybody in the audience have a piece of jewelry that's sentimental to them, that a loved one that passed on left it to them? And then they're like, yeah, well,
absolutely.
Well, sure, 80% of the population.
Yeah.
80% of the population. Or they can do a pocket knife, a pocket watch, Sometimes it's an automobile, like a classic car. Sometimes it is a baby doll that the grandmother bought them when they were kids.
A baby blanket.
And you can tell too, like if the person is a younger person, then they don't try to hit maybe on a grandparent. They try to hit on a great grandparent or something that's been passed down from generations. It's all generalizations. It's all it is. So, but I was talking to my daughter today and we were laughing, and I had her laughing so hard in the kitchen.
Yeah, I figure.
I mean, she and I were gut laughing, and I was telling her all this stuff, and I was like, Emmy, I could do this reading on you, which of course I could. I'm her mom. And also, full disclosure, my daughter is an adult also. So I just want you all to know that she's an adult. But she comes in there, I said, but never, ever, have you all ever heard a psychic go, look at somebody and be like, oh my God, Brenda, oh my God, your uncle, somebody in your family, ooh, they were weird, they're weird, they're watching you all the time, ooh, they're creepy, they're creepy.
Like we all had a creepy uncle.
You need to shower with a bathing suit on. They're like standing there all the time watching you. They are watching you, sis. No. I mean, you ever heard a psychic say that? No. Nope. Never hear that. No. So, but what I do want to say is that when I was talking to Heather on the podcast and I was giving her a cold reading, she did say that I hit on a couple of things because I use very general language. You did. That whenever you talk about stuff like this, but she said that she actually did get a reading. So one time it was somebody in her family. I don't want to get too personal, but and she was like, and they told that member of my family stuff. That member of my family started crying, and I had never even heard this stuff, and they were like, yeah, it's true. Like, and there's no way for that person to know that. And it was very specific. Yeah. It wasn't like a generalization. It was a very specific thing. So it kind of makes me wonder, do you all believe in psychics? I don't believe in psychics. Do you, Elisa? Do you believe in psychics?
No, I don't know. I mean, I do think most of the time it is generalized. It's, I mean, you can kind of, everybody had a mom, a dad, a grandma, grandpa, I mean, you can, a blind squirrel runs across a nut every now and then, and,
That's how we're saying that?
That's how we're saying that.
A blind squirrel runs across the nut.
Then do you smell it?
I mean, that is better. That's better than that. But I did do, one of my new favorite things to use in here is, how people are like, oh, Google it. So I chat Bing it. And I like chat Bing better than Google because it's AI. But you can have like a conversation with it. So if you Google something, it just comes up and then that's the end of it. And then you have to retype everything. But on chat Bing, you can type something. It can give you the answer. And then you can just you can type. We'll go into more in depth in that. So here lately when I have a question, I'm like, Google it. I actually do chat Bing. So I asked chat Bing about the famous Hollywood medium, Tyler Henry. And I think that he's kind of full of it. But, maybe he's not. He is. I take that back. I think he's full of it. But whatever. I mean, I watch him. He's on Netflix. He has a live episode every Tuesday or whatever, watching these. I mean, if you study something long enough and study people and things, you're okay. A blind squirrel will run across the nut every now and then. So
it will.
Here's what chat Bing says about Tyler Henry, though, because my question was talk about Tyler Henry, what he does, and talk about some skeptic things. So I'm just going to read what chat Bing said. Okay,
go for it.
All right. Critics argue that Tyler Henry uses techniques like cold reading and hot reading rather than possessing genuine psychic abilities. Here's a brief example of these techniques. A cold reading, and I already told you all what that was. Mm-hmm. It's when this involves making high probability guesses and picking up on cues from a person being read, such as body language, clothing, and reactions. The reader then refines their statements based on the feedback they receive. So they change it around. And they never really say, I don't feel like they say like a ton of specific stuff. Like, and even if they do say specific stuff, they were led in that direction. It's not like they come in and say, oh.
And just bam.
They don't just come in and say, oh, great grandma's standing behind you and she's telling you right now that you're making your biscuits wrong. You're not adding enough salt. Or something,
you're making them cat head biscuits wrong.
You're making those cat head biscuits wrong. It's not anything like that. It's a generalization.
Yeah.
A hot reading This involves gathering information about a person beforehand, often through research or prior knowledge, and then presenting it as if it were attained through psychic means. Nobody ever claims that they're doing a hot reading, because then, you did your research and then you're just sitting there full of crap. For example, skeptics point out that Henry's readings often include general statements that could apply to many people, and he sometimes asks leading questions to elicit more specific information. Additionally, some of his predictions are seen as playing the odds, such as suggesting health issues that are statistically common, which was perfect. I'm glad it mentioned this, because do you know what he did today? Today he had 2 younger women on there.
Okay.
They were probably, I'm guessing, I don't know who they were. They're supposed to be famous. I don't know who they were. But they were younger women.
Okay.
And then he also had hit that they had a third sister. Like he didn't know that. He just hit it.
Sure.
I'm sitting here. If you're watching YouTube, I'm just like quotation marks and all this stuff. And then he goes, see, and this is not verbatim. This is just what he said. Kinda. It's me saying what he said. He started talking about, I feel like there was some history of maybe some female issues going on in the family. Does that ring a bell or anything to you all? Like, anybody having any kind of female issues going on? I don't know of one woman
that don't
in
have
her life
female
that doesn't have any kind of female. Not one. That's what I'm saying about the generalized. But if I'm saying that specifically to you and you're in the mindset that I already know about you, somebody's coming through and saying it. When I say stuff like that,
Right.
you're like, absolutely, I do.
Well, it's like asking a guy and be like, well, when you get up in the morning, do you have trouble peeing?
Is that a thing? What? Okay. Why would you say that? I don't know what you're talking. I'm going on. I feel like whatever you're doing, just no. No. You threw me off there. I don't know. Now I'm wondering what that means. Is it because they're older and their prostate? Elisa. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. We're done with psychics. That was just one of the topics that I wanted to talk about. But if you have had any experience with any psychic readings that are not generalizations, and you walk in and they're like, oh, honey, listen, sit down. I got some stuff. They are telling me. There's so many people behind me talking right now. I can tell you all this. But if they're like, oh, somebody left you something in it, and you see things. Do you ever see little things that remind you? Elisa, do you ever see little things that remind you of somebody that you've lost?
And I smell things.
That's them reaching out to you, Elisa.
I smell things, too.
You know that smell is the last thing, like, in memory. Like, when I lost my papaw, it bothered me for, like, and I'm not going to get too much into this because I would start crying, but when I lost him, Emily was 1.5 years old, and it was devastating to me. If you've ever lost, it was devastating. Yeah. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I lost my papaw, somebody that I go see once a month or, once a year. I lost my papaw that I called 2 and 3 times a day because I didn't make a move in my life without talking to him about it.
Right.
So when he passed away, when Emily was a baby, I was devastated. Like, it devastated me. It changed the way that I lived my life because, well, you have somebody so important to you. And I would go into Walmart. He wore a specific kind of cologne. And then it would bother me. I can't really remember what his voice sounded like. Like, I'm trying to think what he sounded like, and I couldn't. And that bothered me because as time goes on, your brain forgets about things like that. But I'm telling you, when I go into Walmart sometimes, if I pass an older man and he's got that cologne on, I get to where I can't breathe and I have to walk out of the store.
Yeah. Because it smells.
Because it smells.
Yeah.
Because the smell is such a strong memory.
Yeah.
It's such a strong memory. And immediately I'm like, I raise up and then I'm like, nope. Nope.
Yeah,
and then I have to take a moment and I just walk out. It's happened a couple times. Times.
I get it.
And it is a gut punch, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a gut punch.
It is.
All right, so we're done with psychics. Elisa, I really feel like Elisa just ruined that for me. Like, it's been ruined.
Just saying.
Ruined. I don't know what she was doing with that, but anyways. Okay, I'm going to X out of this one, and then the next one we're going to talk about is we're all going to get to the Menendez brothers, but I'm going to save that for later.
So y'all had homework this past week where you're supposed to watch this, The Monsters, the docu-series on Netflix, which actually we didn't realize that it was a fictitious, like, series.
It says,
so it was...
Yeah, it says that it's fictitious. It says that it's not a... it says it's a fictional basis or something.
Yeah.
And some of this stuff, I mean, I think a lot of it is probably true. A lot of it is probably made up in their minds of what happened.
Like, I sent you the court transcripts, you know, the case files or whatever that I read over, and there was some things that were said verbatim on the episode for sure that was there. But
I was really confused though, because for some reason I was thinking that it was a documentary. Now, I have read, and I don't know if this is true or not, I have read that there's a legitimate documentary coming out next month on the Menendez Brothers on Netflix. I have read that. But it wasn't a credible source, so I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
So what this was, if you watch the Jeffrey Dahmer, it's called Monster, Jeffrey Dahmer, the Jeffrey Dahmer story.
Yeah.
I did not watch that because I'm not about that.
I did.
I'm not. So this was by the same guy. Don't know who it was. I want to say something Ron, or his first name was Ron.
I don't remember.
I didn't
his
care
name.
enough to even look into it. But so it was by the same people who did Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. This is called Monsters, the Menendez Brothers story.
Right.
So I was mistaken when I thought that it was
like an actual documentary.
I thought it was a legitimate documentary. It's not. It's a movie. I mean, it's a 9-hour long movie or close to it. So on our page, Watch for Deer Podcast on Facebook, I actually posted after the 3rd episode. I was like, I'm not watching this. I don't remember exactly what it was. You can go look. I'm not watching this. This is junk. This is not how this happened. And I was mad, and I had to turn it off. And then I picked back up, and I did finish it. I watched all 9 episodes. They're like 50 minutes long. I watched them all. I did my homework because I told you all to do it, so I did it too.
I did half my homework.
I'm
a C student.
You're a C student. I went all in and I watched it. Some of the things that bothered me about it was I feel like the way they were portraying the brothers. I say boys. I don't mean boys. I mean men. But
right. They were young men.
They were young men at the time. So I say boys. They're way older than I am. So they are way old. So I mean, they're grown men. But I feel like the way that they were portrayed. And maybe it's true. They were portrayed as spoiled brats who wanted their parents dead. And I feel like it was an unjust representation of what happened. I feel like it was this guy who made this show. You know, I feel like that he just really played into that. And it really bothered me. So tell me what you thought about it, and then let's discuss it.
So I just took a couple notes, like on episode 1, and I don't know this case very well, so this is why I went kind of like by episodes, and as I got into it, I just knew the basics. So initially, I did not know that Lyle was the oldest.
Yeah.
Okay. But I did pull that because he had more authority over Eric.
Yeah.
So I could sense that. And when Eric was watching the movie, the billionaire brothers or whatever,
the billionaire boys club,
yes, where they got the idea to do the hit.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, you want to come look at this? And he was like wanting to do it right then. Like he was like gung ho. So when he made that decision in my head, and keep in mind I don't know any of this story.
Yeah.
I even wrote down, like, I felt like right then when it was talking about that, and he was like, we got to do this. We got to do this now. He was the brunt of the abuse.
Eric got the brunt of the abuse. Yes.
And Lyle was like, no, let's wait. We got to plan this. We got to make sure this is, and Eric was like, no, this needs done, and it needs done now. Eric, I feel like idolized his brother Lyle.
He did.
You know, he was the older brother, so he kind of idolized him. And when the scene where they're at the dinner table and the mom grabs the toupee off and rips it off his head, like Eric's face on there was just like,
yeah,
like I think that is part of what snapped.
Yeah.
Like, because in his eyes, his brother was everything. And to see his mom just degrade him so much, like, it just kind of snapped.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What did you think about, hold on, I gotta fix this, but what did you think about them playing Milli Vanilli at the funeral? That's
that
real.
Was odd. That is real?
That was real.
Really?
Yeah.
When I think I messaged you when I
did.
was like, what the heck's up with this funeral?
Yeah, they played Milli Vanilli, Girl Gonna Miss You, or Gonna Miss You Girl, or something. But
it's really strange.
It is strange, but Hollywood is strange. The people in Hollywood are strange. And strange does not make
it doesn't make it wrong.
It doesn't. I mean, strange doesn't. I mean, what you might find strange here in West Virginia is just different from what they might find in California. So even though we find it strange, doesn't mean it's wrong.
Right.
But some of the stuff that bothered me, they almost made it seem. They did make it seem that Lyle and Eric kind of had an incestuous relationship.
Okay.
And
I
that
picked up on that.
And then Eric has also come out and did a statement already. His wife on Twitter, X, it used to be Twitter. His wife has posted a statement on there and saying that, that Eric is very disappointed in the way that this was laid out. I think that maybe they were hoping for a better representation. It did not happen like this at all. And he pretty much said that I cannot think of the guy who did this, but his name was Ron something. But he just, Ron just wanted views instead of telling the truth.
Right. Well,
but of course, Eric's in jail for life. So, if something's going to make him not look good, if it's not going to make him look good, of course, he's going to say he don't have anything to lose,
Well, something that bothered me too was it was like you were talking about. I was not aware, and I don't know how true this is because again, this was based on fictitious dialogue. I don't know. It kind of shocked me that in this series, Lyle abused his brother Eric.
Yes. And I knew that too.
I did not know that.
Yeah. One of the things, it was when he was younger. Mm-hmm. Not saying it's right or wrong, but what they had said was when a child has been abused, they usually often take that act out on somebody else that's younger than them. But
normal,
right.
It's the process.
And he apologized to his brother. I think he talked about it in the first trial, the one it was a hung jury or mistrial or whatever. Yeah. He talked about it and he apologized to his brother. He didn't know at the time it was wrong because they were very young children.
Yeah.
I'm looking here though to see if I got any messages.
I'm looking here,
and I didn't.
Okay, another thing about the therapist. Initially, we were talking about the therapist. We've talked about before about patient confidentiality.
Yeah.
In this series, it shows Eric's confessing and he's telling him, and he was like, I think we need to bring Lyle in.
Yeah.
And then he runs out and he calls his girlfriend. And he was like, they did it.
Yeah.
What? And I didn't watch the whole, I got to episode 5.
Yeah.
Why were they not charged?
Okay.
He should have never mentioned a single one. And I understand that he was fearing for his life.
Right.
Because Lyle was wound up.
So the way that I understood this is that they're saying, in actual reality, that never happened. Okay. So Dr. Oziel, the therapist, they did confess to him. And he did call Lyle and tell him to be there.
Okay.
His girlfriend, Julian Smith, just happened to be there and overheard everything, was eavesdropping.
Okay.
So they're saying that one of the misrepresentations of the show, Monsters, was that he ran out and called her. He says he never did call her, but I think Julian Smith is like, yeah, you did, but they never could prove it or something. Yeah. But she was there eavesdropping. Whenever she went to the police... And because somebody else asked me about this, whenever she went to the police and was like, you need to hear this, he's got all these tapes and stuff, people are talking about patient confidentiality, blah, blah, blah. When the men, threatened to kill Dr. Oziel, it broke doctor-patient confidentiality. That broke it.
I get it. Okay.
Because they did threaten, I believe that they did threaten to kill him.
I could see why you would.
I think they, that they were nervous and they were like, hey, if you go tell this stuff, you never want to kill you, which doesn't make it right. I'm not saying saying that. They may have. They'd already killed their mom and dad, so maybe they had. But here's my take on it. I believe, and this is my personal opinion, and I think a lot of people believe this too, because I was looking at Reddit. I was looking at other stuff like on online and looking at it, and I think that I kind of lean towards the masses, which almost bothers me a little bit, because I tend not to go with what everybody agrees with. But on this, I do. I believe that the boys were molested.
Absolutely.
I believe that.
I don't doubt that a bit.
I don't doubt that they were molested, and I believe that they lived horrible. We got a pecker gnat there. I believe that they lived horrible lives, Elisa. I think that the kind of abuse that they went through, that we can't imagine. And I think that if they got a trial today, I think it would be different outcome.
I think so too.
I think it would be a different outcome. Me and my friend Veronica were talking the other night on the phone, and she was like, "Hey, tell me why you don't like this, or you don't like Gypsy Rose and what you're doing with, she follows me on Facebook, because we're not just friends, we're like really good friends,
right? Even
though she would tell you that we're not friends, we are, because that's just she hurts my feelings sometimes.
Yeah,
not really, but and I was telling her this, and she goes, "Well, Samantha," she goes, "you got to think about this. Back in the 90s, when all of this happened, the things that we know now about the human brain, we didn't know back then,
right?"
So, and I was like, I'm so glad you brought that up, because in the last podcast I talked about, when somebody is abused, physically, mentally, verbally abused as a child, and this started when Eric was 6 years old. Who knows when it started with Lyle?
6,
right?
is what I gathered.
It actually changes the makeup of their brain.
The physical makeup.
It changes the way their brain actually looks. It actually changes the physical makeup of their brain. It breaks their brain. It breaks them. And it doesn't heal back. And so that's what you get.
Yep.
You get somebody with an emotional broken brain.
Yep.
I read somewhere that whenever they did a psychology report or whatever on these men, that they had the emotional capacity of 8 to 10 years old.
I can see that.
That's what their emotional capacity was. So when I was watching this, after I watched that, I took it back and I started watching it as these grown men who are 18 and 21 at the time.
They're boys.
They are children.
They're boys.
They're acting like children. That's what happened.
I almost brought that up when you at the beginning when you said these boys.
Right.
Well, they're grown men. I was like, not really.
They have the emotional capacity.
They're actually boys.
Because when this started happening, their emotions stopped right then, because you have to block that off.
Yep. Somehow.
When we're sitting here talking about it and we can just talk about it, we can't wrap our mind around this happening. I can't wrap my mind around this happening to me. So I don't know what that's like. But here's what I will say when I said, these are my viewpoints alone, but I think a lot of people, probably America, maybe has a lot of these viewpoints. If Kitty and Jose Menendez did to these boys, these children, at the time, what they are accused of being done, it doesn't bother me one bit.
No.
What happened to them. I think they did the world a service. There's also the Menudo band that Jose Menendez.
I've seen that.
That
Said
Jose
that he had assaulted.
So he was like an executive producer or whatever over the Menudo boys, and they were worried about that band. And if you know anything about Menudo back in the 90s, these kids would age out, and when they would get to the age of like 15, 16, 14, something like that, when their voices started to crack, they were no longer in Menudo, and then they'd bring somebody younger in because they had like a young sounding voice. One of the members of Menudo
Did they bring him younger because he liked younger boys?
Well, one of the boys of Menudo accused Jose of molesting him. We're talking about some vicious crimes. So my opinion, again, my opinion alone, probably Elisa's too. Is it your opinion too?
I've got a pretty strong opinion.
Okay. Our opinion is, if they in fact did what they are accused of being doing, what Lyle and Eric said that they did,
then I'd like to shake their hand. I mean,
parent side, I think it's called,
I'm a mom.
I think it's called parent side, when you kill your parents. I couldn't imagine something like that, but again, I think they did the world a service. They got rid of some pretty evil people. So you know what? I think it's a shame that we've not done a retrial that they're going to spend the
is
rest
a
of their life
shame.
in jail. And
They
they've been in
do.
there for 30, 40 years.
They
30
do.
years.
They deserve a retrial
And I
because I'm
think it's
telling you,
sad. I think
when we
it's
were
sad.
reading the court transcripts or whatever, and just going by these other episodes, both of them were interviewed separately because at the time they were in separate facilities.
Yeah, they separated them.
They separated them.
They're together now, though. They are back together.
I know.
After like 30, I think they said after 30
They
years, they
said
are
the
together
moment
now.
they seen each other, they were
Yeah.
like tore all to pieces.
Yeah.
But they were interviewed separately,
Mm-hmm.
and both of them, their stories matched to a T.
Yeah. I mean,
Why in the heck would they take that out?
they took it out of the second trial. They weren't even allowed to really talk about it. And Lyle didn't even get on trial because he had said some things in a taped interview. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it really it darkened their defense. It darkened their defense.
But we have to realize, though,
But you have to realize they've got the emotional
since
ability.
6,
They've got the emotional, capacity of 8 and 10-year-olds. They're not playing with a full deck.
no,
They're not playing with a full deck.
No,
So
it's ridiculous.
So that's pretty much what it on that one. So I want to talk about something else. Here we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Have you seen, and this is just all what I'm getting ready to say. The rest of it's all hearsay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Did you see in Kentucky, I think it was Letcher County, Kentucky? I think it's Letcher County or Letcher, Kentucky, that the sheriff walked into the judge's chambers and shot him dead.
No.
And then walked out of the judge's chambers, threw his hands up, and let him arrest him.
Why?
Yeah. You really haven't seen it?
No.
Yes.
Told
it
you I
happened.
don't watch news that happens right
It
now.
happened last week. Well, they're saying that. Now, this is all hearsay. This has not come out on the news. This is all. I'm on Kentucky TikTok right now. I'm on Kentucky TikTok. They are saying that the judge was having a relationship, or not a forced relationship, with the sheriff's underage daughter.
I'd have shot him too.
I don't know if it's true or not, though, because it's not come out. And apparently, the sheriff got wind of it, walked in. There's camera footage in the judge's chambers, but there's no audio because it's confidential. So they're talking. They talk for a little bit, and then the sheriff just pulls out his gun and shoots him several times. And kills him. Walks out, throws his hands up, lets him arrest him. And everybody, like on Kentucky TikTok, is saying the sheriff was awesome. They can't believe this happened, blah, blah, blah. Another thing that's happened, one of the sheriff's deputies had apparently raped an inmate or somebody on parole in the chamber somewhere. Assaulted is what it was. I think
Okay.
they said assaulted. So the sheriff that shot the judge like a month or two ago, and I guess this still happened, is being looked into for not properly training the deputies on how to treat females in their custody or something. I know that's crazy.
Was that not your mama and your daddy's
I know it's
job
crazy. It's crazy.
to treat?
It's crazy. But yeah. So Kentucky's wild right now. Kentucky is wild.
What are we doing?
But I don't know. Like what I just told you is all hearsay. It's all hearsay. If that's true and the judge actually did that, another guy got on there on the Kentucky TikTok and he was like, I'm friends with both of these men. He's like, we've got families hurting.
Oh, I'm
Both
sure.
families are hurting. He's like, and people are spreading these vicious rumors.
Yep.
And we don't know what the truth is and
Right.
all this stuff.
you
So,
won't.
and we don't.
And you
It's
may
not been on the news.
You may not.
Oh, you'll find out eventually. It'll be on the news eventually because they have to indict him on something.
Well, that's true.
It'll be on the trial. I mean, you can get the court documents. So, I don't know. What else are we going to talk about? Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. I want to tell you this story here. This is the one that's going to go super fast, but it's great. It is fantastic. How long have we been recording so far?
I don't know.
You need to look at it because we don't need like a 2-hour podcast. Do we?
You're good.
Okay. All right. Are you ready?
Yep.
On September 6, 2006, Susan Kuhn-Hassan, I can't say.
Easy for you to say.
Kuhn-Hassan? I don't know how to say that. An emergency room nurse returned home after a long shift. She found a note from her husband, Michael Kuhn-Hassan, or whatever his name is, saying he had gone to the beach. As she walked upstairs to the bedroom, she was ambushed by Edward Haffey, a hitman hired by her husband. Are you ready? You're supposed to go dun dun dun.
Yeah. Dun 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 dun.
Haffey, armed with a claw hammer, struck Susan in the head, aiming for her temple. Despite the initial blow, Susan's training and experience as a nurse kicked in. She fought back with everything she had. Hold on. Don't leave me here because you're going to hear this, women. You're going to hear this.
Because she got bad bitch vibes.
The struggle between Susan and Haffey was intense and lasted for several minutes. Haffey continued to attack her with a claw hammer, but Susan managed to wrestle it away from him. During the fight, Haffey hit Susan multiple times, but she did not relent. Now, I'm not going to read from that. I'm going to tell you the rest of what I read. He was beating the mortal crap out of her. She got him down, took the claw hammer, started beating him with it, got him in a chokehold down, and said to him, "If you tell me who sent you, I will call an ambulance for you right now." He told her that it was her husband, Michael something, and she choked him to death. She killed him. Yes.
All right then.
Yes.
That's
she
awesome.
Took it away. It was like, "Tell me and I'll call you an
Beat you
ambulance."
with that claw hammer.
And no, with her bare hands. Ooh. She killed him with her bare hands. You talk about beast mode.
Dang.
Yeah.
I'll call an ambulance for me.
And also,
your
the
husband.
pictures here, they weren't young. She was not young. She was not a young girl. Like, she was an older lady.
Let me just tell you,
she was an older lady.
Are strong.
Yeah, and
they're so strong.
And they've got some experience.
With wrestling, like agitated patients. So, yeah.
So it says, after ensuring Haffey was no longer a threat, Susan ran to a neighbor's house for help. The neighbor called 911, reporting that there was an intruder in Susan's home and that he might be dead. When the police arrived, they found Haffey's body and quickly pieced together the murder for hire plot.
Wow.
Michael Kuhn-Hassan or whatever was arrested a week later and eventually pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit murder and solicitation of aggravated murder. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison. That's it.
That's nothing. Let me tell you what should happen, okay? Let me tell you what should happen to old Michael. Old Michael needs to be put in a cell with Susan.
Oh, yeah.
And let Susan handle it.
Let Susan handle it.
Let Susan handle it.
Yeah.
That's how that needs to go down.
I knew you'd love that story.
That is
you'd love that story.
That's a great one to end on. I love it.
I'm not ending on that.
Oh, what else you got?
I asked you how long we had.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I want to talk about...
We'll just keep going.
Okay, I've got one more thing I want to talk about. And then we
keep
can
going.
Go.
This is all about you, baby.
Listen. Seems to me... Do I have it up here? Hold on. Do I not have it up here?
I remember what you're talking about.
Do you remember what I'm talking about? Hold on. Do I have it? I don't even have it up here. Did I erase it?
I hope you didn't. You just have to do it by memory.
No, I can put it in here. Hold on to me, people. Don't leave me now. Hold on. Hold on.
They just need to put Susan in a cell with old Michael.
Yeah.
And be like, all right, you got 10 minutes.
Okay. 10 minutes? That's all I need. All right. Seems to me like old P-Diddy has done buttered his last biscuit, Lisa. He's done. He's done. Let me read these charges.
Diddy don't butter no more.
This is what I want to tell you about, the charges. Let's talk about the charges. I absolutely love when they get scumbags like this. Sean Diddy Combs is facing serious charges, including racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation engaged in prostitution. These charges stem from allegations that he orchestrated and recorded coerced sex acts referred to as freak-offs. The federal indictment against him details an extensive investigation, including over 300 grand jury subpoenas and the collection of numerous electronic devices and records. Diddy has pled not guilty to all the charges and is currently being held without bail.
If he wasn't guilty, why you run?
He came back. I think he came back. He came back.
Why? Why did he run?
The case had garnered significant media attention, and legal experts suggest that charges could have several or severe implications of his career and personal life.
Duh.
Listen, here's what I'm thinking, and he just got arrested, so we don't have a whole lot to go on.
No.
But you've got people all over the
And apparently you can't Google it either.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to get to. So, but they're talking about Usher being involved, Justin Bieber,
like
Usher being involved, Justin Bieber being a victim, J-Lo being involved. Oh yeah, it's like serious.
Love J-Lo.
Like, I mean, it's serious anyways, but like this could take down a whole bunch of people. Well, this made me think about Jeffrey Epstein, because Jeffrey Epstein, he had that whole list. Well, he had that whole list of people, and then he suicided himself.
Yeah,
you know, and that just kind of went away, right? Because Lord forbid we take down Hollywood. Yeah, gone, just gone. So they have but what I read, and I don't know how true it is, but what I've heard is that Diddy is now on suicide watch. And what happened when they put Jeffrey Epstein on suicide watch?
Bye, bye, bye.
So
watch out, Diddy.
I don't know what's really going to, I mean, nobody knows what's going to happen with that, but I wanted to tie this back to, here's what I'm thinking. You've got these people, and if you can go through, like these people talk about, there's no party like a Diddy party, like they used to say it on Late Night and all this stuff. P-Diddy even said to Conan O'Brien, I watched it. He said that he had women, he would turn up the heat, and he would lock the doors. He said that on Conan O'Brien. Like he would lock the door so they couldn't get out. And they were laughing about it. Like it was like, you could tell that Conan O'Brien was, he was like uncomfortable about it.
Shit. So he was like legit, like
Elisa, human trafficking.
He was not saying it as a joke, but I mean, it was implied as a joke, but it was like legit the truth.
So what apparently he had, without me going into like vulgar detail because I'm not, he would get these women. I saw that video where he stomped that girl, like his girlfriend. I don't know what her name is. He would get these women. He would promise them all this stuff, right? He would get male escorts. I know this sounds wild, so he would get male escorts.
Okay.
He would force the women to have a relationship with the male escorts. Then he would, yes, I know that does. I know. You're looking at me like I'm crazy, but I know.
I'm just rolling with you. Just keep rolling.
And he would have these parties at all his houses. So he was taking these women across state lines. So he was trafficking humans. It was human trafficking and racketeering, kidnapping. When they went and seized all the stuff, they found 1,000 bottles of lubricant. 1,000 bottles of lubricant.
Good God.
When they asked his lawyer about it.
Who needs 1,000 bottles?
Well, when they asked his lawyer about it, his lawyer was like, listen, it's not a crime, and it's not.
It's not.
It's not a crime to have, lubricant, and you've got all this stuff against consenting adults, which I guess, but that is a huge red flag. Like, there's some stuff, like, going down. But here's what I wanted to tell everybody.
Sex parties is what that is.
I have Copilot chat being on there, and I ask it questions, and I've already talked about that. I ask it questions all the time, and I talk to it. It gives me answers. It helps me answer stuff. It's like Google, but a little bit better. I told you to watch, and I said watch, and I was putting in the stuff about Diddy. I was like, tell me the Diddy charges. I was like, okay. It come up, and it was like Sean Diddy Combs facing serious charges include racketeering, sex trafficking, transportation, blah, 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 and all this stuff. And then I told you, I was like, watch. Now I'm going to ask it some stuff. And I was like, tell me more about Sean Diddy Combs and his involvement with J-Lo and how she could be involved in this, possibly. Who and all went to the parties.
About the lube.
That we know about the lubricant and all this stuff. And I'm sitting here typing. And then it come back and told me that it couldn't talk about it.
Well, first.
First.
It pops up and it says, Samantha. Bloop, 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 and then it goes, bloop, bloop. Sorry.
And gone.
I can't talk about it.
And then gone. Like it answered it and immediately it was gone.
Right?
Immediately it was gone.
Literally the blink of an eye. Yeah. It shut her down.
Yeah. It did. It was wild. And that's the first time I've ever had that. And I've had this thing do crazy stuff. Like I've had it write like poems and songs and like like funny things and like give me a topic that would be good for like the, Watch for Dear podcast. And I've had it do all kinds of stuff. And what it does is it'll give it to you and be like, okay, I like that, but maybe change this word to something else and make it funny or make it, elaborate on this 200 more words or something like this. This thing shut down. It pulled it up. It said Samantha had, I saw at least
typing.
A paragraph. It was typing and then immediately was gone. It was like,
gone.
We can't talk about Diddy.
We
can't talk about Diddy.
Talk about this. We
can't this situation or something like we can't.
This situation.
Yeah. And So
interesting.
we ain't talking about this situation.
So that was fun.
I feel like it was fun. Like I feel like the first step was fun. The psychic was fun. I think I'm going to study on how to be a psychic.
I think you should. I think that would be a blast.
I hate that we didn't get the audio for Heather though because
horse.
You were laughing. We were laughing.
I was laughing so hard. I was donkey laughing.
You were donkey laughing. You were. It was fun. It was
It was great.
So we had a wild week. I don't know what we're going to do next week. Who knows what we're going to do? It's our talent.
We don't know. We're like I said, we're fly by the seat of our pants.
I don't know where you're listening from, but here in West Virginia, today's the first day of fall, and it was 93 degrees outside. It's so hot.
Oh, I went to a softball game because Dylan has a little girlfriend.
Yeah.
And so, hey, Addie. But while I was there, a prior student walked up to me. And she said, listen to your podcast every time we're going to softball tournaments. So I wanted to shout out to Miss Allie.
Oh, you can't say her last name. You have to bleep that out.
I'll bleep it.
You have to bleep that out?
I'll bleep it.
Okay.
But she was like all excited and come over. She's like, I listen to your podcast all the time.
Oh,
so,
okay. Yeah. And that's one. And two, like I try to keep it like, just because, you can't steer. You can't. Well, let me take this back. Yes, you can. I always tried to make sure that my kids wasn't doing stuff, and they probably hear this like her mom. But we have a lot, they're like, we did whatever we want to, and most kids do. I get it, but I don't say a whole lot of stuff on here, like, because I feel like I just don't want to offend or say something inappropriate for anybody, for somebody who listens. And I do slip and cuss sometimes. And I know I say stuff and I laugh at things and there's innuendos and stuff. But I'm sure we have people on here that get offended by certain cuss words, or maybe they shouldn't be listening in the first place.
Yeah.
And
we're not for everybody. And that's okay.
Well, they shouldn't be, they're young and they're listening, or my mom listens to this podcast, so I don't want
Patty.
Yeah, I don't want to offend anybody, so I try to keep it tame. But I'm a tame person, anyways. Yeah. Like, I probably do. I do say dirty words. Like, if it's just me and you, it wouldn't. Like, I don't watch myself when I talk with my friends.
Right.
But I try to be respectful for everybody, and so. But
we also try to have a good time.
But I have a good time,
and be who we are.
You don't have to worry about listening to this and like listening and hearing like some kind of vile thing, and you don't have to listen about us ever like shooting off the F word or saying like GD or something like that. Like we just that's not how we speak.
Right.
So we wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And so that's it. I just want to say
that's it. So if you guys like this week's episode, be sure to email us at watchfordearpodcast@gmail.com.
Follow us on Facebook at Watch for Dear Podcast.
Go like and follow the Instagram and the TikTok at Watch for Dear Podcast.
And if you have anything that you would like to tell us, you can always message us on Facebook on Watch for Dear Podcast.
Yes. Give us a holler.
Yeah.
But y'all be safe.
And watch for deer.